Hey guys, and happy spring. So today I'm doing a spring makeup tutorial. It's more of a light pink peachy, definitely peach, because today's look is definitely all inspired by the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. And it's all eyeshadows by the Sweet Peach palette. So this is a Sweet Peach palette makeup tutorial and spring makeup tutorial in one. And I really hope you guys enjoy this makeup look. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Please make sure you guys go down, like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss anything I film in the future. And please make sure you guys follow me on all my social media websites. Instagram at mercedesg_benz and mercedesgutierrez_makeup. And just thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy and happy spring. Okay, so first, to go ahead and get started with this spring makeup look, I noticed that my eyes are looking a little puffy underneath, so I'm going to be taking my Origins No Puffery solution, and pretty much it's just it's called like a 30-day solution, and it's supposed to, like, if you put it on before bed or like before you put your makeup on and stuff like that, it's supposed to take the puffiness from underneath your eyes like out and just like make it less noticeable, less puffy. So it's called a no puffery solution, and it has a little ball on the end of the bottle. So pretty much what you do is you just go ahead and rub it in that area, and you just kind of let it dry before you put your makeup on. Before I get any of my makeup started, I really like to do like a lot of skin treatments before I actually like put on my actual makeup. So that's definitely a good thing for the underneath of your eyes. But then I also just like to put on like a chapstick. So you guys can use any chapstick, but I've found that this bottle of Vaseline, it has cocoa butter in it. It works really well for your lips. It just keeps them really moisturized, and it keeps them from cracking. So first for today, for makeup wise, I'm going to be starting off by doing my eyebrows. So today I'm going to be using the Wonder Brow in Jet Black. And to apply the Wonder Brow in Jet Black, I'm pretty sure they have a brush with a little spoolie on the end, but they did not send me that in the mail. So I actually am just going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil, like the little pencil that you can buy. It's the number 12 pencil, and it comes with a applicator and a little spoolie on the end, which is a perfect duo. Now that my eyebrows are all done, I'm going to go ahead and set my eyes with my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Original, so that my shadow won't crease and it will stay on all day. So today's look is going to be all shadows by the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and I'm pretty excited to be using this and making a tutorial on the Sweet Peach palette because I absolutely love this palette. This palette is definitely my go-to. Like, I definitely use this palette a lot. So like on a daily basis, like if I'm just gonna get ready really fast and I need to, you know, just, you know, reach for a palette, I will always go ahead and reach for the Sweet Peach palette because it is definitely one of my favorites. So all of the shadows that I will be using for today is going to be from the Sweet Peach palette. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Morphe B13 brush, which is like a bigger powder like eyeshadow brush, and it's a bigger, like, fluffier brush. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up the color Peaches and Cream, which is in this bottom, well, if you're looking at the palette, bottom left corner. So anyway, my bottom left, the Peaches and Cream, I'm going to go ahead and pick that up with this big fluffy brush, and I'm going to go ahead and just place it all over the lid just as a base color, so that if I don't get my like say I put a crease color in, or I put like a highlight my brow bone, there's no like blank space where I didn't put shadow, so everything blends nicely. And it just gives it a really nice base color. Now that I'm done putting my base color all over the lid on both of my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the color Summer Yum, which is right here. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up this color and just put it right above my crease. So not in my crease, but above it, but below my brow bone. So I'm going to be putting it in that area just to give it a nice transition color. And since the color that I put as like my transition color is a little close to my brow bone color, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brow bone now. So I'm gonna be going ahead and taking Georgia and White Peach and mixing those, and I'm just gonna be putting it as my brow bone highlight shade and also in my inner corners. And if you think by putting that color on your brow bone just kind of like dimmed the other color or went over it, you can go ahead and take Summer Yum again and put it as a transition shade. And next I'm gonna go ahead and do a crease color, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the color Pure and just go and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the crease just to deepen it up. And if you want the crease to be darker, you always have to make sure you go ahead and start with lighter browns first and build up to the darker brown, because if you put the darker brown first, it's really not going to blend as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put the color Pure, which is a little bit of probably one of the lightest browns in this eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to go ahead and put that color just in the crease. So there's actually a lot of colors in this palette. There's actually a lot of colors in this palette that I have not used. I haven't used Candid Peach, and I'm kind of thinking that I want to try that on my lid today, so I'm going to go ahead and try that. But if it's not like bright enough or pigmented, then I'm going to go ahead and just use a different color. But for right now, I'm going to be going ahead and picking up Candid Peach and putting that all over the lid. But to make sure that it's going to go on very, very pigmented, I'm going to go ahead and pick up my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion again and just go ahead and put that in the middle, just like a dot, just so that my eyeshadow is all out of the way on the lid and I have a nice base to start with for the color Candid Peach, just to make sure that the shadow is going to go on very pigmented and it's honestly going to stay on all day. So now that you've placed that all over the lid, you can go ahead and take the color Candid Peach in the Sweet Peach palette, and I'm just going to go ahead and pick it up and place it all over the lid. I wouldn't say I don't like it for the lid. It's just a very, it's like a dusty rose color. It's very matte. But it has like sparkles in it, so it's definitely not a lid color. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on. I think it's a good color for today, and I think it's a nice switch up, and it has a lot of actual like sparkles in it, so I'm not pleased with it. Now that I have put that Dusty Rose pinkish color on the lid, it has a few sparkles in it. It's not very sparkly, but I think it's good for a spring look. It's a more natural pinky look, and I think it's very pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that on, and now just to deepen up the outer corners a little bit, especially because I traced the color out to the outer corners a little bit. I don't really want it like that, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up a little bit of a darker brown and just go ahead and put it in the outer V's, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend it out, and then I'll be done with the eyeshadow. So for the color that I'm going to be doing for that, I'm going to be picking up the color Tempting, and I'm just going to be putting that in the outer corners and then blending it out. And you can go ahead and just blow it off or dust it off on a paper towel or anything like that, or a tissue. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and blend in the color that I just placed there. And now that I'm all done with eyeshadow, I wanted to keep it a very natural look. So I'm not going to actually like create a sharp line right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and take off any excess eyeshadow that has fallen onto my cheeks or underneath in my eyes. And then I'm not gonna be doing any eyeliner today because I think I wanted more of a natural look. I mean, the eyeshadow's a little darker than I thought it was gonna turn out, but I'm actually thinking that it's okay without eyeliner. So I'm going to be using the Rocket Volume Express Mascara by Maybelline today, and I'm actually just going to be putting on at least like just one coat just real quick because I'm going to be hooking on these individual fake eyelashes today. So I'm just going to be doing my mascara like normally how I would, and then I'm going to hook them on like where I think my eyelashes need it, like it's a little sparse. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because I wanted, you know, the eyelashes to be a little more of a subtle look today because I wanted the makeup to be more of a spring look, and I think a spring goes more for a natural, more of a lighter makeup. So I'm going to just go ahead and hook these where I think my eyelashes are sparse, but for right now I'm going to be doing a quick couple of coats with my Rocket Volume Express Mascara by Maybelline. Actually pretty impressed with how my eyelashes came out today. I might not even hook fake eyelashes on. Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm honestly pretty impressed with how my eyelashes actually came out today, so I might not even need to hook these on. But if you guys don't really have that great of lashes, or you just think that your lashes don't really look as full as you'd like them to, then you can definitely go ahead and hook these on. But for today, I don't even think I'm really gonna hook them on, just for a more natural look anyway. So now that I got my eyelashes all done and I actually like did them and stuff, I'm actually thinking that I don't need these at all. But if you guys don't really want to go for that all natural eyelash just mascara look, and you guys don't think your eyelashes are long enough or full enough with just mascara, then you can always just throw on a few of these after you do your mascara and it'll look a whole lot fuller. And if you guys aren't even comfortable with that, you guys can just throw on some strip lashes, but I think I'm good for today with just the mascara. So now that I'm all done with the eyes and everything like that, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to face. So for face, I'm gonna start out by priming my face with Nivea Men's Post Shave Sensitive Balm. And now that my primer's on my face, I'm going to go ahead and do a foundation. And for foundation today, I'm actually going to be using the L'Oreal Lumi Kush foundation in the shade N4 Buff Beige. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a damp beauty blender and just dab it into the little cushion right there, and then just put it on my face. And there's a few marks on my face, like pimples and stuff like that, that I can't actually cover up because it's a little bit more of a sheer foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and take the concealer by Becca in the shade Butterscotch, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put it over like all my problem areas. So I'm gonna be taking the brush by Essential Beauty, and it's the number 3 eyeshadow. And I'm going to just go ahead and take the concealer by Becca in the shade Butterscotch and just put it over any areas that I really can't get to cover up. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take my damp beauty blender again and go ahead and blend it all in. And now over that, I am actually going to be going back in with the Illumi Kush foundation. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take a little bit and put it over the areas that I put the concealer, just to make sure that it's all blended. And now that I've done that, now I'm actually going to be taking the Tarte concealer in the shade Light, and I'm just going to be putting that underneath my eyes to conceal the dark circles. And pretty much for this concealer, all you really need is a dot, because this concealer is a very, very full coverage, so a dot will go a very long way. And now to go ahead and set the underneaths of my eyes, I'm going to be taking my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm going to be taking an old beauty blender and just putting it in the translucent powder and setting the underneaths of my eyes. And now I'm going to be taking my MAC Mineralized Skin Finishing Powder in the shade Medium to Dark, and I'm just going to be taking a powder brush by Real Techniques, and this brush number is 100, and I'm just going to be picking up this powder and setting my foundation and dusting off the translucent powder. Now to bring a little bit more warmth back into my cheeks, I'm going to be using the Natural Bronzer by Rimmel. And I'm just going to be taking this brush by e.l.f. and I'm just going to be putting that in the crevices of my cheek, in my, you know, where you would be contouring, but I'm just going to be warming them up because I want it to be a little bit more of a natural look today, because I think spring is more of a natural kind of thing. So I'm thinking that I'm going to be bronzing my cheeks up with this Rimmel bronzer, and I'm just going to be putting it in my cheeks. And now simply just to sum it all up, I'm going to be using the Baked Blush by Milani, and this blush has like a blush and highlighter in one, so I'm just going to be putting this on as both. I'm not going to be putting on a highlighter or specifically a blush today, so it's a very golden like blush, and I'm just going to be putting it on my cheeks. So I'm not going to be specifically just putting it on the apples of my cheeks. I'm going to be tracing it up a little bit because it does have shimmer in it and it's kind of like a highlighter. And now I'm all done, so next I'm just going to be taking the Infallible Makeup Setting Spray by L'Oreal, and I'm just going to be setting my makeup. I'm going to be using this Caligiumi lipstick today because I'm doing a spring makeup tutorial, and I thought with a little flower inside it would just be perfect. So normally I would moisturize my lips before I put a lipstick on, but this Caligiumi lipstick is very moisturizing, and it just gives a very pretty pink tint to your lips. So I thought it would be very pretty with the eye look, and just because it's a spring makeup tutorial today. So I'm going to go ahead and place this on my lips.